Hi, this is Vamsi Gali. Welcome to my space where I share my real life experiences and reflections from building and running multiple businesses while actively investing since my early 20s. Nearly 2 decades ago, when I was looking at land, I had this impression that mostly farmland that it will never appreciate. I never could see it. There is so much land here in this country. So wherever I lived, I never understood why the farmland would ever even appreciate. That was not the right way to think. Obviously, I've learned now. And when I looked into large pieces of lands, I always thought there's so much land, nobody's going to come and buy it here. There's no use for anybody to own this land other than for farming. But when I've observed that when the inner city land or any growth is happening around the city, people sell their land. Most of the people that are into the land, they are very smart people, very patient, very disciplined, and smart people, based on my experience. They played the game way ahead of the time. When they bought that land, that was probably anywhere between 10 to 20 years ago, they knew that was nothing but a farmland. They've seen the development cycle, they've seen the growth. So when these people are selling the land, cashing out big time, most of them will never take out the whole cash and pay the taxes. They roll into 1031 exchange and then they go and start the same journey elsewhere. They go 30 minutes or 30 miles away from where they made the most, they reinvest. This is a cycle I've noticed again and again with my acquisitions experience, and I've learned that that is one way the land is appreciating a lot. And just because there is so much land, that doesn't mean that all of that land is going to be cheap or somebody is just jumping up and down to sell that land. Most of the people that owned the farmland, they're very stable. So they're not there to cash in quickly or crash when the market goes down and jump when the market goes up. There is another thing that helped me to understand why the land is also appreciating, especially the farmland, mainly because when there is a lot of growth happening in one metroplex, the developers who are shaping the communities and especially the cities, they are able to consolidate bigger land, which is obviously only exists in farmland. They're able to go out, especially in Texas, because there is MUDs, PIDs, MMDs that they can collaborate in terms of getting reimbursements for all the developments. So they're going far out into the rural areas to actually build a community and make and transform that particular city. These things I've learned about farmland just made me fall in love with it, not just focus on what's happening within the city, which is always going to be happening, but also look at the low-hanging fruit, that's the farmland. So this is how I found the growth constantly happens to farmland, and there's probably more ways, but this is my experience of how I witnessed it. Thank you for listening to me.